Welcome to Casa Loma. Hey everyone, today we are at Casa Loma here in Toronto, and we're going to take you around and show you what it's like. Casa Loma was built in 1914, is located in midtown Toronto, and is regarded as a local treasure. Casa Loma is one of Toronto's top tourist attractions, and each year hosts over 650,000 visitors. The unique architecture is also highly desirable for film, television, and photo shoots. Lots of people like to host their weddings here. So we're just outside waiting for our tour. Our tour doesn't start until 10 a.m. and we did get here quite a bit early because we were worried about traffic and the parking situation. But let me show you what the parking situation looks like, and it's $15 to park here on site. So just over here, when you come in, there is a parking attendant, but I would suggest getting here early because there isn't a whole lot of parking to be had. And if it's a busy tour day, you may not get a spot, and then you'll have to find something nearby. We're just chatting about another reason to come during off-peak times.
There's nobody here. We have the whole place to ourselves.
And it's really nice. After taking in the sights of the front entrance and beautiful architectural details, we made our way past a historic car parked at the entryway inside to start our tour. We scanned our electronic tickets and were told to pick up our headsets in the basement of the castle. When you walk in, you are greeted with a 2-story grand ballroom with big chandeliers and flags on display, so we stopped here to admire that and then made our way down to the basement. In the basement is where you'll find a cafeteria, a fully stocked gift shop, and toward the end of the hall is where you pick up your headsets. It's also where you can start your visit with one of the videos sharing more about the history of the life of Sir Henry Pellatt, who originally built and owned this castle. We decided to go through the tunnels where they have information and photos on the walls to learn more about the castle's history. But it was a little claustrophobic down there, so just note that if you don't like dark enclosed spaces. We just took the really creepy tunnel to get to the stables, and unfortunately it's a little dark inside, but I did learn that the stables cost over $250,000 to build, and the person that owned this house was quite the equestrian. There are often concerts performed here at Casa Loma, and they really set the ambiance with dimmed lighting and candles in the open area of the stables. It's a great way to multi-purpose the space. Then we made our way up a steep set of circular stairs to get above the stables. A fun fact about Casa Loma is that you can actually go through a celebrity backstage area here because this is a very popular place to film movies. So you can see things like X-Men, Studio 54, and they even have wax figurines of the actors who were in the movies. So we are just about to go through the garage now and take a look at some of the older model vehicles that they have here on display. The cars on display in the garage and carriage room feature vintage cars from the early 1900s. The collection includes a 1910 Maxwell Model Q Standard and a few other Maxwell and Ford models as well. From the garage, we made our way to the beautiful greenhouse, but didn't stay too long because we weren't actually sure if we were allowed inside. Then we were back on the main floor and found the access to the garden area. It may not look like it right now because it's still early spring, but these gardens get absolutely beautiful in the summer with all of the blooms and the flowers, and that's why it's a very popular area to get married and host special events. As you can see behind me, they have an event area that's got a tent set up and a stage and whatnot, and it would be a very beautiful spot to get hitched or have a special occasion. And now we're gonna go check out the first floor. Let's go. Back in the castle, we started touring the rooms and found an office, library, a beautiful stained glass dome above the conservatory, and then a sitting area between floors 1 and 2. On the second floor were the bedroom chambers and sitting rooms. Some of these rooms are giving me such Bridgerton vibes, and I think I'd like to move in. This room is perfectly rounded because it fits into the base of the Norman Tower. The round room design was also inspired by the style of the late 18th century Scottish architect Robert Adam. Now we are in Sir Henry's personal suite. He had separate quarters from his wife Mary. Let's take a look around and see what some of his decor looked like. At the time, it was very unusual for people to have indoor plumbing in the city of Toronto, but this bathroom has it all. He even had a phone in his bathroom for ultimate convenience. Then we toured Lady Mary's chambers, the wife of Sir Henry Pellatt, and her area was much larger than his and even had a balcony overlooking the gardens. Back inside, she also had a large sitting area with a big chandelier. It's time to check out level 3. On the third level, there were some exhibits with artifacts, artwork, and interesting historical information about the castle and its contents. And then I found the access to one of the towers. I haven't even made it all the way up yet. Look at this breeze. If you're brave enough to make it up the very steep spiral staircase, you can get amazing views of the city below. Back on the main floor, we checked out the room we missed earlier. The oak room used to be the drawing room, but has transformed into a restaurant for modern times. And then we made our way to the exit. Before we left, I did want to give you a few tips about your visit. The first tip is try to come as early as you can. The parking lot fills up, and as you can see, there are tons of people behind me trying to get their shots and getting in the way while you're in the building trying to look around. So get here early to try and avoid the crowds. Tip number 2 is try to come during the week. That way you can avoid the weekend rush as well. So tip number 2, come during the week. The third tip I have is that while Casa Loma technically offers accessibility options, the entire experience is not accessible due to the stairs and narrow spaces. When you visit the website, they do have accessibility information listed, and it is possible to visit and experience some of the floors if you're in a wheelchair. However, my husband has a hard time with stairs, and the elevators were hard to find and needed to be operated by a staff member. So if you're not in a wheelchair and have mobility issues, getting around can still be pretty difficult. So make sure you visit their website for full details on the accessible experience. And the fourth tip, if you're going to be doing a lot of sightseeing in Toronto, you can actually buy a city pass. And that includes a few different destinations in one price that you can check out over a 7 or 9 day period. And that way you can see even more of the city. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing around Casa Loma and that these tips can be helpful if you're planning a visit here in the future. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos coming soon. Bye!